What exactly was Crystal Onix? One of the first notable alternate Pokemon forms originating from the Pokemon anime, Crystal Onix appeared in the original series during the Orange Island storyline. With the release of Pokemon Sun and Moon, interest was sparked and the discussion continued, but died back down after the novelty wore off. That would make me late to the party, but screw that because I want to talk about the big blue rock Pokemon. As we celebrate the oncoming summer, let's take a look back at the episode. Grab your bowl of cereal and turn on the TV because it's Saturday morning and a new episode of Gator X is about to begin. This is one of the first few episodes of the amazing Orange Island story arc. So it starts off as most episodes do with the gang, which includes Tracy, on the back of Lapras. They come across a message in a bottle telling of the mythical Crystal Onix, which is also the title of the episode. They then come to a town and run into the characters of the day, Marissa and Mateo, who want to see the Crystal Onix for themselves and get inspired to save their glass sculpture business.
And compared to Grandpa's, they're worthless.
Bro, what the? When I watched this episode as a kid, I always thought these glass sculptures were cool, but never really considered the logistics of actually owning one. But having these characters want to seek out the Crystal Onix for a personal family reason is nice to see, as opposed to them being, say, like researchers or explorers. They're just regular people who want to witness the local legend. I do like that Tracy is able to understand what Mateo means by there being an artist spark when he explains it to Ash, because Tracy himself is an artist. So having that additional perspective amongst the cast helps to show what makes Tracy a fun character and great addition. And we get to see this continue as they begin their journey for the Kingdom of the Crystal Onix, when Tracy uses Venonat to help them search. And when that doesn't work out, he brings in Meryl. Watching this episode back by itself, I was reminded that this is actually the debut episode of Tracy's Meryl, because it's only like the 7th episode of the Orange Islands. But it really makes sense for Tracy to have a Pokemon capable of visual navigation in Venonat, and one capable of auditory navigation in Meryl. He's a Pokemon watcher, so having Pokemon that prove practical in the field makes sense. Sorry for talking so much about Tracy, I just haven't said anything about him in a video yet. But anyway, back to the Crystal Onix hunt. They're led by Meryl to a neighboring island when suddenly, did Moses use his Beyblade to part the waters? It's a miracle. But that lets them cross the water, and they then come to a cave full of crystals from power miners. Suddenly, hiding in the water like a Vaporeon, they see it, the Crystal Onix. And ooh boy, does this thing look cool. It's an Onix, but blue. And from the battle that then takes place, we learn that unlike regular Onix, it isn't weak to water-type moves, but instead is vulnerable to fire-type moves once Mateo brings out his Charmeleon. And this is our next big hint to Crystal Onix being something really special. In Pokemon ROM hacks and fan games, they'll typically make Crystal Onix an Ice-type. That makes sense. Isn't weak to water, but is weak to fire? It even looks like it's made out of ice. But that's kind of all we get, because after an out-of-body experience, Crystal Onix faints and swims away. Everybody returns to the town, and look, Mateo can make good statues. But with the Crystal Onix corpse just lying around, let's perform an autopsy and see what we can determine about it.
It's time for an Orange Island Poke Quiz on Kids WB.
What is Snorlax's most powerful attack? Stay tuned for the answer. Snorlax's most powerful attack is...
Oh, I know! It's Hyper Beam! Go, Snorlax!
Keep watching for more Poke Quiz questions on Kids WB.
So there is the obvious connection to Steelix made by the bro Birdkeeper Toby years ago. I think this is a fair connection. Mega Steelix gets so filled with energy that the pressurized crystal inside just kind of bursts out from the sides. Okay, cool. That makes sense. I could believe this, although it is a connection that really only works after the introduction of Steelix and later Mega Steelix. This Onix isn't the innards of a Steelix, and it's about the same size as a regular Onix. It seems to be crystal all the way through. It probably just formed that way. I mean, there's a bunch of crystals all around it in the very same cave, so they all might have formed together. Like, all rock-type Pokemon are kind of dumb and have a baffling existence, basically being sentient rocks. So wouldn't they all just kind of spawn from the earth itself? This could explain why we only see the Crystal Onix in this location, because it just formed in this natural crystal cave. But the thing that's bugging me the most is the typing. Again, it's not stated outright, but the fact that it's not weak to water types and is instead weak to fire types means that it isn't a rock type, right? Well, Crystal is still rock. I mean, you ever see Gigalith? Rock type. This ain't adding up. unless it actually is just an ice type, making it not even crystal but just big chunks of ice. Although really, I suppose this type of pure crystal that the Crystal Onix is made of has unique properties, giving it a makeup different to other rock type Pokemon, and giving it a resistance to water type and a weakness to fire. But if you want to think about this in terms of the actual mechanics of how it would work in a game, it could still be a rock type, but just have an ability that gives it resistance to water moves at the cost of being weak to fire. Hey, there's a win. I think that might be the explanation. It's really all we could say, given that it's a Pokemon appearing only in the second season of the anime. I mean, when I went onto Bulbapedia to check it out, they even said that they're considering deleting this page since it only appeared in one episode. Whatever the true answer was is probably long gone and forgotten, but it still remains one of the most mystifying alternate Pokemon forms ever created. And that was the Crystal Onix.
Before Pokemon The Johto Journeys begins, Kids WB is giving you a chance to get caught up on the Orange Island adventures.
I have to challenge the Orange Crew and compete in the Orange League.
From Valencia Island to Mycon Island, from the Coral Eye Badge to the Spiked Shell Badge, relive Ash's greatest battle.
Let's get going!
Don't miss the Orange Island Flashback, starting Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. here on Kids WB.
But anyway, hey, this is GatorX, and let me know what you think. What's the deal with Crystal Onix? Interesting video as we looked at the episode. So it started off like an anime retrospective, but then went into theory stuff, sort of similar to what I did with the Puka video last year. Definitely fun. I enjoyed making it. But like I said in the video, I definitely think that, it could still be a rock type because it is still Crystal Onix, but it could just have an interesting ability. And in terms of like how it formed, definitely think it just formed in those caves, similar to the other crystals. I didn't mention it by name, but hopefully in the editing you saw it. There is actually an ability, Dry Skin, which gives immunity to water type moves and restores HP when hit by a water type move, but at the cost of being weaker to fire type moves and to sunlight, which is basically a dead ringer for what happened with Crystal Onix. So legitimately, you could just have a rock type with the ability Dry Skin, and mechanically in the games it's the exact same as Crystal Onix, so maybe it just has some similar ability, like a crystalline body with a fancy name like that. But let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like and subscribe to show your support. You can enable notifications by clicking that bell icon next to the subscribe button. It'll make sure you see each new video as it comes out. If you'd like to go above and beyond and think I deserve it, there should also be the applause button down below. But anyway, this has been GatorX. Have a nice day.